All right, let's move on to the stock situation. There was absolutely insane day yesterday on Wall Street. Let's go and put this up there on the screen. The New York Stock Exchange had to fix an issue that showed 99% drops and triggered trading halt on 40 different stocks, including Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. So there were a lot of memes that dropped about this one, about how Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett really were wrong all along, showing a 99% drop in the stock of the company. The disruption, quote, was resolved after 45 minutes, which is a pretty long time there in the life cycle of the New York Stock Exchange. The New York Stock Exchange is going to have to cancel all bad trades as a result of that, and is also reviewing, quote, erroneous halts. So anytime something like this happens, it should really freak us out, because obviously the integrity of our markets is one of the things that we like to tout all across the world. And a single glitch of 45 minutes can drop the value 99% of some of the world's most valuable companies. Yeah, that should freak you out as to how brittle the system actually is. At the same time, and part of the reason that we want to put all this stuff together, there is the same like David and Goliath thing that is currently happening with Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, on GameStop. So Keith Gill, as we've covered before, returned previously both to Twitter, tweeting out memes, showing and rallying the GameStop stock. Well, recently he returned to Reddit, actually, and revealed a multi-million-dollar position in GameStop. Let's put this up there on the screen. You can see here a screenshot from Keith Gill's trading account from E-Trade. Now, keep in mind, E-Trade, we're going to come back to that one, but a significant position there of some $100 million or so if executed. Well, this has now spawned a major conversation on CNBC and elsewhere amongst the Wall Street elites who are like, hey, should this be allowed? Should it really be allowed that Mr. Gill can simply just post and then invite this major rally into GameStop stock? Here, for example, is a former SEC chairman who questions whether this is something that we should tolerate in our markets. Let's take a listen.
It's not insider trading. That's clear. And he's trading on his own information. That's why it's not insider trading. But is this something that we should be tolerating in our markets? You know, whether it's legal or illegal, I don't think so. And that's why I say, why doesn't he? You know,
look, what does that mean? Not to tolerate. So the idea, I would think, is you look at this more in the context of market manipulation, right? And the question is, are you allowed to manipulate the market? People, by the way, publish things all the time, and they say, hey, I like this stock, and they, hope that other folks follow them. Is that market manipulation?
Generally not.
Maybe not. So what is the distinction in your mind as somebody who ran this department and who's looking at and cares about the integrity of these markets?
Well, that's why I'm saying, okay, we can discuss what are exactly the facts and circumstances around the publication of this tweet and the like. But in the meantime, if you care about the markets and you care about investing, come on this program. Right. Tell people why you did this.
From your lips.
Krystal, to the SEC chairman, it's not market manipulation when you appear on CNBC, like, let's say, a guy named Bill Ackman, and you say, terror is coming, and it's going to be horrible, and there's going to be a huge crash, and then there's a huge market crash, and then it comes out a little bit later that actually you had bought a huge portion at the bottom that you helped spark, and you made a multi-billion-dollar profit. You see, that's actually not market manipulation. That's normal. It's also normal when hedge fund managers and others pump their bullshit SPACs and investments on Twitter, inviting other users and fans to buy something. That is not market manipulation at all, because they're managers. Whereas this guy is just some rando who happened to get very lucky on GameStop and invite, like a social movement of retail traders. When he does it, then now it needs to be investigated. I mean, this is complete bullshit. It's like, I thought political elites were bad, but these Wall Street people, this is a whole other level of
Well, they're
corruption.
the same. I mean, they're the ones who are pulling the strings. So yeah, the political behavior is downstream of what these assholes think. Listen, if this was a person who had a genuine concern across the board about market manipulation, and if there was a consistent principle being held here, then, you could hear him out. Okay, yeah, he's got, listen, Roaring Kitty isn't a small fish anymore, right? He's got, what is it, $140 million stake or something? I mean, he's got a huge stake now. He's got a whole lot of money. you could have a debate about, all right, should this be allowed? But you can't take these people seriously when it's their buddies on Wall Street, when it's Bill Ackman, when it's hedge funders and whoever who do it. And that's perfectly fine as long as they have their little invite ticket to the green room at CNBC, which is like the cool kids club for Wall Street, as long as they have that, then it's perfectly fine. It's only when it's an outsider who's benefiting from this mass grassroots meme stock movement, then we really need to drop the hammer. Then we need to look into it because he isn't officially sanctioned in the club and isn't cheating in the ways that we feel comfortable with.
Exactly.
So that's why you just have to laugh. And the comment about he could come on CNBC, I mean, that really gives away the whole game. Because if you aren't in the elite circle that's going to get invited into the green room on CNBC, then you're not allowed to cheat. That's only rigging the game. That's only for us.
Right. That's our
clearly
turf.
What the upset is about. Yeah.
They're like, no, you can't do this, man. You have to be on CNBC to pump your own book. Didn't you know that? And look, I mean, we're not exaggerating here. This is a real problem now. Let's put B5 up on the screen. This is from the Wall Street Journal. E-Trade, which is currently backstopped by Morgan Stanley, is considering kicking off Keith Gill from the platform. Keep in mind, as I said earlier, that Keith revealed his position, some $140 million, at least the current value of what he currently has, from an E-Trade account that he had just simply screenshotted. He wasn't marketing E-Trade. He wasn't using E-Trade. He wasn't even necessarily doing anything except what any of us might do with our normal brokerage account. They are now considering literally kicking him off of the platform, despite the fact that he has not violated any securities laws. They say that he has, quote, discussed concerns about possible manipulation in GameStop and would effectively take away his ability as a customer to trade on the platform. Their debate includes whether his actions have amounted to manipulation, and whether or not the firm is now willing to risk drawing the attention of his meme army by removing him. So, of course, they should worry about that because a lot of retail traders might ditch E-Trade, if that were to happen. But, I mean, the reason why this is so shocking to me is that this is Morgan Stanley. This is a Wall Street institution. Think about how many filthy deals and trades that these people facilitate every single day in terms of settling. But when Keith Gill screenshots his brokerage account of his position in GameStop, now they are concerned about market manipulation. As you said, when you audit all Bloomberg terminal messages and you start going after the fund managers on CNBC and after the people on Twitter who have literally pumped up stocks and SPACs that have lost over 90% of their value, resulting in massive loss to their customers, then maybe I will listen about, restoring integrity to our markets, to our brokerage accounts and everything else. But this is just a straight up rigged game. And what's crazy is that they're just doing it again. Dumb Money recently came out reminding everybody of the insanity of that entire situation. But you literally watched these trading platforms lock the ability to buy a certain stock. They could tell us all about their liquidity problems all they want. But, if you're a major trader who probably uses Morgan Stanley to settle many of your trades, you're not going to ever have that problem if you're a hedge fund manager. It's just like whenever you try and play even remotely by any set of the rules that they do every single day, then now they call you a market manipulator, and they will literally shut down your ability to make any money. I think it's totally insane.
Yeah, it does really harken back to when they stopped on Robinhood. They blocked the ability of people to continue buying the stock because they didn't like what was going on and there were financial entanglements there, et cetera. They deny it, et cetera, et cetera. But we all saw what was going on. And it has that same vibe. There is just a revulsion at the idea that this game could be played by anyone that isn't in their particular cocktail circuit. And yeah, I mean, it's revealing, isn't it? It's really revealing the way this all happens. Market manipulation, like stock buybacks are market manipulation that should be illegal, but I don't see any of these people getting upset and going to Congress, hey, we got to crack down, we got to ban these stock buybacks again. So spare me your, the sanctity of the market moralizing, because we see how full of shit you ultimately are when it comes to you and your buddies and the people in your friend group that profit off of rigging the market market manipulation, et cetera.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they write their own rules, and then they claim that if you try and play by them, if you actually try and emulate the exact same thing, then they either try to criminalize you or basically block you from the ability to trade. So this is like a tale as old as time in terms of institutional corruption, and it's one of the ways that he really took. I think he showed, like, took the wool out of everybody's eyes the first time around. But for them to just do it again, I mean, it just shows again how powerful they really are. They don't even care if they're caught openly manipulating things out in the open. As long as they're the only ones that get to do it, then that's it. Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.